Today we talk about legacy machine number 1. When I created MB&F, I'd said I would never ever create a round watch again. For me, it was all about kinetic 3D sculptures, horological machines. I'd been working for months and months and months on a project where I was going to emphasize the balance wheel. It was going to be an HM which was made with tubes, and one of the tubes was going to be the balance wheel. And every design we did with my friend Eric Giraud was terrible. It just didn't work. And then one day I said, you know what, stop it. And I sketched during that meeting what's going to look like LM1. I said, you know what? A beautiful tree can only exist if you've got great roots. We have to thank the great master watchmakers of the 18th and 19th century who have allowed us to be who we are today. LM1 is our way of saying thank you, is our way of giving tribute to the great master watchmakers of 18th and 19th century. What had happened if I had been born in the 19th century and I wanted to create these 3D kinetic art pieces? There were no planes, there were no spaceships, there were no cars, everything which inspired me at the beginning of MB&F. So what would I have used? I would have used the incredible novels of Jules Verne. I would have used probably the Eiffel Tower and the fact that everybody wanted to conquer the sky. You had the first, of course, the balloons, hot air balloons. You had the first planes, the skyscrapers, and you had all these explorers touring around the planet, trying to find every little nook and cranny of the world. So we put all that together, and you've got LM1. The movement was created with two great engineers and watchmakers, Jean-François Maujon on the engineering, Kari Voutilainen as the watchmaker. He drew the movement, which is absolutely stunning, reminiscent of a 1850s, 1860s pocket watch. And the finish took us at MB&F to a whole new step. The incredibly big rose gold chatonnet, the beautiful, really large hand angling, the hand engraving, the very first flying balance wheel in history. But of course, to have such a big balance wheel, you need to have a much lower frequency. It's an 18,000 oscillation per hour, which is the same frequency we had in pocket watches of the 19th century. The very first vertical power reserve indicator, which goes up and down. And for the explorers, the very first completely independent 2 time zones. I can actually go to India and have my Indian time and my Swiss time on the same watch. The dials, they're floating on the base plate and they're domed. The technique is stretched lacquer, and it gives this incredibly deep porcelain-like texture, which I have never seen in any other dial. LM1 is the base for incredible performance art pieces. We worked with Alain Silberstein, who redesigned a version, and we worked with the Chinese artist Xia Hang, who introduced a very, very small, what he called a comma man, who was actually waking up and falling asleep at the rhythm of the power reserve. Those are the most sought after and most difficult to find pieces. LM1 is an incredibly important piece in the history of MB&F. It is seminal. It is the first in the legacy machine line. This is artisan watchmaking like very, very few can still do today.